My stepchildren forged my signature and stole $200,000. When I fought back, they used my own medical records against me, calling me a confused old man who simply forgot. I lost in court. I lost my family. And 3 weeks before she died, my wife confessed she'd helped them from the beginning. If you're a senior in a blended family, this could be your future. My name is Robert Chen. I'm 72. I spent 40 years as an aerospace engineer at Boeing, retired in 2005 with solid savings. My wife, Margaret, died of cancer that year. For 3 years, I lived alone in our Seattle home, drowning in silence. I met Linda at a book club in 2008. She was 58, worked at the library, and had a warm laugh that made the house feel alive again. She'd been divorced 20 years and had 2 adult children. Derek, 35, who owned a struggling restaurant in Tacoma and constantly talked about expansion he couldn't afford. And Vanessa, 32, a dental hygienist fighting a messy custody battle. At our wedding, Derek shook my hand firmly. "Thank you for making Mom happy. We're family now," Vanessa cried and said. I was the father figure she'd needed since her dad left. I had no biological children. This ready-made family felt like a blessing. For 3 years, everything seemed perfect. I helped Derek with business loans, paid $12,000 for Vanessa's daughter Emma's private school, and we celebrated every holiday together. But loneliness makes you blind to warning signs. In February 2019, I found a bank statement showing a $15,000 withdrawal I didn't remember authorizing. My hands shook. I couldn't recall any conversation about it. When I asked Linda, she touched my arm gently. "Honey, don't you remember? Derek needed it for kitchen equipment. His restaurant was failing. You were so generous." I didn't remember. Not at all. But I was 70 and had been forgetting small things. Keys, appointments, what I ate for breakfast. My doctor mentioned age-related memory decline. So I nodded. That was my first fatal mistake, assuming the problem was my mind, not their intent. 2 months later, a $20,000 transfer to Vanessa appeared. "For her divorce attorney," Linda explained. "Child support stopped. You said she could use it." I didn't remember that either. Fear set in. Was I developing dementia like my father? I started keeping a journal, documenting every financial decision, every conversation about money. I wasn't journaling for clarity. I was journaling for survival. That journal later became evidence of my confusion. By June 2019, I documented 6 transactions totaling $75,000 that I couldn't recall. When I confronted Linda, she broke down sobbing. "The kids are in crisis. Derek's restaurant is failing. Vanessa's ex stopped helping. I couldn't watch them suffer when we have so much." Her tears looked real. Her desperation felt genuine. I loved her, so I made the decision that destroyed my life. I added Derek and Vanessa as authorized users on my accounts. At family dinner, I set one rule. Any amount over $5,000 we discuss first. This is our retirement. Derek raised his wine glass. To Robert, the most generous man we know. Everyone clinked glasses. Linda's eyes never quite met mine. I felt like a real father. Between June 2019 and December 2020, my accounts hemorrhaged money. Some transfers were real, some were fake. That was the trick. They mixed my consent with their theft until nobody could separate the two. By the end of 2020, $200,000 had vanished. In January 2021, I demanded an audit and family meeting. Derek arrived with an attorney, not to apologize, to defend. His lawyer spread documents across my table, each bearing signatures that looked exactly like mine. Wire authorizations, account approvals, gift declarations. "Mr. Chen, You signed every document. Your journal mentions memory concerns. You told your doctor you were worried about cognitive decline. Are you claiming forgery? I pointed to a $50,000 authorization dated the 15th of September 2020. I was in Portland that entire week. I have hotel receipts proving it. The lawyer didn't pause. This was electronic authorization using your online credentials. The IP address traces to your home computer. They'd planned everything. I hired my own attorney. The handwriting analysis came back inconclusive. Some signatures matched perfectly. Others showed high probability of forgery, but not enough for prosecution. They'd practiced on legitimate signatures, then mixed real and forged documents. My own generosity became their weapon. In March 2021, Linda was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. 4 to 6 months. I suspended legal action because she was dying. I cared for her every day, changed her sheets, held her hand through pain, made her favorite soup. Derek visited twice in 3 months, less than an hour each time. Vanessa called it too overwhelming. 3 weeks before she died, Linda asked everyone to leave except me. Her voice was barely audible. Robert, I need to tell the truth before I meet God. The kids knew exactly what they were doing. I helped them. I told them when you'd be at veterans meetings, so they could practice your signature. I answered bank confirmation calls when they initiated transfers. I thought I was protecting their inheritance. I was terrified you'd leave everything to charities. I wanted my children to get what they deserved. The machines beeped steadily. My heart shattered. I didn't argue. I couldn't. They're my children, she whispered. I chose them over you. I'm sorry, but they're my children. She died the 13th of April, 2021, holding my hand, whispering apologies I couldn't accept. At her funeral, Derek and Vanessa sat front row, putting on a perfect show of grief. I sat 3 rows back, alone. At the reception, Vanessa approached with red eyes. We're still family, Robert. Mom would want us together. I looked directly at her. Your mother told me everything. I know you forged my signature and used my memory concerns to steal from me. Derek stepped forward, voice loud enough for everyone to hear. Robert's grief is making him confused. He's had memory problems for years. We might need to look into memory care facilities. Something in me went cold. They were preparing to erase me completely. The legal battle continued 16 months, through August 2022. My attorney was excellent, but Derek and Vanessa had built a perfect defense. They presented my medical records, mentioning memory concerns, statements from Linda's friends about my forgetfulness, a recording from Thanksgiving where I joked about forgetting my birthday, their lawyer's crucial argument. They didn't have to prove innocence. They only had to make doubt look reasonable. In court, it wasn't about what felt true. It was about what could be proven. The judge ruled insufficient evidence of deliberate forgery and called it a tragic family dispute complicated by grief and cognitive concerns. I lost. Total damage. $200,000 stolen plus $100,000 in legal fees. That's $300,000 gone. But money wasn't the real loss. I sold the Seattle house and moved to a small Portland condo. My pension keeps me comfortable, but the retirement Linda and I planned, the legacy I wanted, the family I imagined all vanished. Derek sent a Christmas card last year showing his restaurant, now with a second location in Bellevue, thriving on equipment bought with my money. Vanessa sent Emma's graduation photo from the private school I funded. No thank you. No acknowledgement. Just proof of their success built on my shattered trust. I stopped answering unknown calls. I stopped trusting my memory without documentation. I started living like my own witness. Here's what I learned. Pay attention, these lessons could save you. 6 things I'd do differently. 1. Never allow joint access or authorized user status. Support through documented gifts with third-party witnesses. Love them but never give access. 2. Require 48-hour waiting periods for decisions over $5,000. Put it in writing with third-party confirmation. Emergencies are rare. Manipulation is common. 3. Be precise with medical documentation. I said memory concerns. I should have said minor age-related forgetfulness, not dementia. That vague language became their weapon. Courts often treat access as consent. 4. Set up a revocable trust with an independent trustee. Not your spouse, not stepchildren. A professional with no emotional stake. 5. Maintain monthly reviews with your attorney or accountant. I kept a journal, but should have had professionals reviewing transactions every 30 days. 6. Understand this reality in blended families with adult children. You're not just marrying a person. You're inheriting their financial pressures, loyalties, desperation, and sometimes their willingness to rationalize theft as protecting what's theirs. I'm 72 now. I live alone, where nobody calls me dad. No family dinners, no phone calls, no grandchildren visiting. But I sleep knowing I never betrayed someone who loved me. Can Derek say that? Can Vanessa? Can Linda? The worst part isn't the $300,000. Money can be replaced. The worst part is knowing every hug was calculated. Every "I love you" was strategic. Every family photo was performance. I was never their father. I was their retirement plan. So let me ask, if you're in a blended family now, which boundary would you enforce today? Number 1, no shared access. Number 2, 48-hour rule. Number 3, precise medical documentation. Number 4, professional trustee. Number 5, monthly reviews. Number 6, accepting hard truths about inherited loyalties. Pick one. Enforce it this week. Because the first boundary is the hardest and the most important. Someone watching right now is in early stages of what happened to me. They're seeing small withdrawals they can't remember. Being told it's just their memory. Being reassured. Family takes care of family. They're walking into the trap that destroyed me. Leave your answer in comments. Tell me which boundary you'd set first. Maybe your answer will save someone from learning this lesson by losing everything. This story isn't just mine. It's a warning. I'm praying someone listens before it's too late.